So, Donbrothers episode 27. I guess the show isn't cancelled after all, and we're getting a bunch more episodes until the show is ready to end. But to those people who thought that Donbrothers was actually ending in my episode 26 review, either you didn't watch the entire video, which is tisk, shame on you. You gotta watch the entire video so I can have that watch time and the video can get shared around in the algorithm. That'd be much appreciated, but it kind of shows who's paying attention to my videos, who's not paying attention to my videos. So if you felt for it, sorry, not sorry, but you should have watched the entire video to sort of get the context of what happened in the episode. But with that said, let's talk about Donbrothers episode 27, because this was kind of a wild episode. Now, I believe the writer and the director of Donbrothers has come out and said in his little vlog or show notes or whatever he does, the best way to describe the second half of Donbrothers, he said that this is like side B on a cassette tape, and we're just getting to the next half of the series. So, for those who don't know what a cassette tape is, I do apologize, I guess I'm very old, but it shows that Donbrothers is going to be ramping up in the next couple of episodes, and with today's episode, or this week's episode, that kind of shows with how crazy things were. So, the whole premise of this episode is Sonoi and Momotaro having their duel, and they finally have their duel, but it is crazily interrupted, but not before we get some more Momotaro and some Sonoi bonding in the episode. So let's start from the start. So the episode opens up with our heroes at the local pool center having a lot of fun, having a fun time, and when Momotaro jumps into the water and dives down, he sees Sonoi just hanging there like he was casually waiting for him. But he tells Momotaro it's time for their duel, and Momotaro agrees. So in 2 days, the two characters will have their duel. So what rigorous training does Momotaro do to prepare for the duel? Well, none at all. He doesn't do any training. Meanwhile, you've got Sonoi doing this Dragon Ball Z training where he's not fighting transformed, he's basically sort of learning how to use his weapon while in his human form. So we get this really cool montage of him training, and not only that, playing pool, which is kind of a reference to how all the characters are laid out on the battlefield. But I really enjoyed the Sonoi training because the fight choreography in those scenes were really great, seeing him go toe-to-toe with his teammates that were transformed, and you see him bleeding and he's getting cut up, which is really cool as well. So it shows that Sonoi is really pushing himself to the limits in this, to take this duel seriously. So I really like that in the character, because Sonoi wants to beat Momotaro, so he'll do anything to surpass him and make sure that he wins fairly this time, unlike the last time when they dueled, where he sort of learnt his secret and got the sneak on him. So I gotta admit, I love Sonoi's determination. So during the 2 days, Momotaro hasn't done any training, but one thing to take interesting note is he gives Kaito a package. What's in the package? No idea, but I get the feeling that it's going to be related to the power-up that Momotaro will be getting later down the line in the next couple of episodes, because Kaito always seems to know something about the power-ups in Donbrothers, so no doubt about it, this was in the package. So on the day of the duel, Sonoi is waiting for Momotaro, and Momotaro has not shown up yet. And Sonoi goes to find Momotaro, and Momotaro is busy doing his job, and Sonoi's like, hey, what the fuck, dude, we were supposed to duel, and Momotaro's like, well, our duel is important, but it's not that important. Work comes first, because that's my priority, and a workmate called in sick, so I need to do my job. So, once again, I love how Momotaro puts, like, his job before anything else. Like, he's a regular dude who does his work, and has his stuff in check, so I do like that about the character. So Sonoi wanting the duel Momotaro, he just basically gets in the car, he's like, yo, I'm gonna help you. So we have this montage of the two characters running around the city of Japan, delivering packages, helping each other out, and then Momotaro says, hey, thanks for doing this, I'll have to treat for udon sometimes, and he's like, udon? And then we get that flashback to when Momotaro offered to buy him udon. But with that out of the way, our characters then finally have our duel. And when they have their duel, it's a very interesting one because Sonoi is taking the strikes, and Momotaro takes note saying that Sonoi is willing to lay his life out on the line in this fight. So Momotaro's like, I don't know if I can kill the guy, so he has those second thoughts. Meanwhile, while these characters are having their duel, Jiro shows up, and Jiro says, hey, you're leagues away from fighting Momotaro, so he starts fighting Sonoi, and then after that, Don Murasame shows up and starts fighting Momotaro, so we've got all of these distractions going on right now. Then suddenly, another distraction shows up, and it's an old man dressed as a ninja wizard, but it's the ninja man with the ninja powers from a couple of episodes ago, who now has powers and he's cosplaying as a wizard. So then he gets involved as he turns into the monster of the week. And then the Don brothers show up and they get involved in the fight. And then the Bestials show up and they get involved in the fight. And then this whole episode is just a clusterfuck of all these characters running around on the battlefield, throwing hands, attacking each other, and Sonoi and Momotaro are just stuck in the middle, and then they sort of disappear, they're wounded, they're cut up, and then they sort of heal each other's injuries. Well, not heal, they sort of attend to the bandages by wrapping it up with like a bandana. And they sort of nod at each other, and they thank each other. And then after that, everyone else leaves on the battlefield, and then Jiro turns into Torobolt and just one-shots the monster, and then the monster turns big and giant, and then we have a team-up between Jiro's Robo form and Don Ojitaijin. They don't do the combining mech thing, that's going to happen next week if you saw the preview for next week. But they team up, which is pretty cool, because I don't think we've seen that so far, but it's cool to see these two mechs on screen, which was really cool to see. We might have already seen it already, but I just remember that freaking Jiro's Zord's been having all the spotlight recently, which is kind of crazy, but we see these two characters team up, and then destroy the monster of the week, and that's it. And then at the end of the episode, we have this insert song that is sung by Momotaro's actor and Sonoi's actor, and they finally have their duel, and it's really cool, it's quick and it's over, and Momotaro is declared the victory, and as he walks away, Don Murasame comes in, picks up Sonoi, and carries him away. So that's where the episode ends, and I gotta say, this episode of Donbrothers was freaking crazy. Like, the first half started out pretty normal, pretty simple, but then when we got to that duel part of the episode and we saw all these characters running around on the battlefield, it was like the shit turned up to 11, and I gotta say, it was a lot of fun to see. But finally, we had Sonoi and Momotaro have their duel, but I don't think it's over just yet, and I feel like these two characters are going to fight later down the line, but properly to the death. Unless Sonoi died back there, but we don't know for sure, and if he did, that's going to be freaking crazy if he is dead. But we'll find out next week. But with that said, I think I'm going to bring this video to a close. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, don't forget to turn on notifications and stuff like that, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, take care, bye.